Hi everyone, welcome to my Max Academy. In this session, we'll continue on pair of linear equations in two variables chapter from 10th standard CBSE Max. So we will continue with example 2 in page number 42 in your textbook. So page number 42, example 2, EG2. Example 2. So example 2 problem is Romila went to a stationery shop and purchased 2 pencils and 3 erasers for ₹9. Her friend Sonali saw the new variety of pencils and erasers with Romila and she also bought 4 pencils and 6 erasers of same kind for ₹18. Represents this situation algebraically and graphically. So which is almost similar to, which is almost same as the example 1. So for this situation, we need to convert the situation into two equations, two linear equations and two variables, which is a pair of linear equations and two variables. Once you do that, which means we have represented the given situation algebraically. Then after that, we need to draw the graph for those two equations. Each equation will give you a line. So basically, you will draw two lines in the graph, like how we did in the previous video, the example 1. Same like that, we will do example 2. So now let's try to convert the given situation into equation. So for that, so how many erasers and pencils Romila bought? Romila bought 2 pencils and 3 erasers. So we don't know the cost of the pencil, one pencil, or cost of the eraser. So we will assume them as x and y. So we'll say let the cost of a pencil is ₹x. Let the cost of an eraser is ₹y. So cost of a pencil is x, cost of an eraser is ₹y. So now how many pencils Romila has bought? She bought 2 pencils and 3 erasers. Totally the cost was ₹9. So she bought 2 pencils. The cost of one pencil is x rupees and she bought 2 pencils, which means the cost of 2 pencils will be 2x, plus the cost of one eraser is y and she bought 3 erasers. So which means 3 into y. Cost of one eraser is y, she bought 3 erasers, 3y. So totally how much money she paid to the shopkeeper of the stationery shop? She paid ₹9. So this is 9. So this is one equation. So similarly, her friend who was impressed by the new variety of the pencil and the eraser bought by Romila, her friend Sonali, she also went to the shop and she also bought some pencils and some erasers. How many pencils she bought? She bought 4 pencils and 6 erasers, and the cost that she paid was ₹18. So she bought 6 pencils, so which means cost of one pencil is x. She bought 4 pencils, so it becomes 4x, and she bought 6 erasers, so 6 into y. Cost of one eraser is y, and she bought 6 erasers, 6 into y. Totally she paid ₹18. Totally she paid to the shopkeeper ₹18. Now this is equation 2. Now we have represented, once you write in the form of pair of linear equations in two variables, then so we'll say the above two equations represent the above two equations is the algebraic representation of the algebraic representation of the given situation. So first part is that where we have represented the given situation algebraically. Now next part is we have to represent it graphically or geometrically, which means we need to draw the graph for both of these equations. We'll take the first equation, right? So what is the first equation? 2x plus 3y equal to 9. Let's try to draw the graph for this. So whenever we try to draw the graph for this, what did I say? We have to try to keep one variable on one side and move everything to the other side. We can keep either one of the variables. We generally prefer a variable whose coefficient is 1. If any variable is having the coefficient 1 or minus 1, we'll keep that variable on the left side. The remaining will move to the right side. Here, none of them have the coefficient as 1 or minus 1. Coefficient of x is 2 here, and coefficient of y is 3 here. So what we can do is, in that case, we can keep y here and take the other things to the other side. So I'll have 3y equal to 9 minus 2x. Then y equal to 9 minus 2x by 3. So here I'm writing x in terms of y. I'm writing y in terms of x. I'm keeping y here and moving everything else to the other side. So you should have only y. Right? So 3y is 9 minus 2x. The 3 will come down next step. So it will go to the denominator. Right? Now, what do? We will put the graph for this. So we will put the box. Fine. We'll put the box here. We'll try to plot. We'll try to get 3 points. So x, y. So we'll put some point for x. So we'll start with x equal to 0. If I put x equal to 0, my y is what? Y is equal to 9 minus 2x by 3, which means y is equal to 9 minus 2 into 0 by 3. So which gives me y is equal to 9 by 3, which is 3. So when I put x is equal to 0, I get y is equal to 3. Then I told you, put x is equal to 2 and put x is equal to 1. Whenever you see such a denominator, right, 9 minus 2x by 3 or something, if there is no denominator, then you can put x is equal to 1, x is equal to minus 1 and all. There is no denominator here. If y was, suppose y is equal to 9 minus 2x alone, then you can put x is equal to 1 minus 1, that will work. If there is a denominator, to get the next value, you can put x is equal to 1 also, but the only thing is you may get your y in fraction. Your y will not be like a nice number, 3 or 4 or minus 2, like that it will not come. It may become 7 by 5 or minus 2 by 7, so it will get into fraction. To avoid that, what we can do is, you have to choose the next x smartly. Next x will be, you have to add the previous x 0 to this 3. What is 0 plus 3? 3. You take that as the value. Put x is equal to 3. So that is how you will guess a value for x, which is going to give you a nice value for y. Nice value means without fraction. So now put x is equal to 3, then what is y? Y is equal to 9 minus 2x by 3. So y is equal to 9 minus 2. X is what? X is 3. 2 into 3 by 3. So I will get y is equal to 9 minus 6 by 3, which is 3 by 3, 1. So when I put x is equal to 3, I get y is equal to 1. Now next value will be, you add 3 more to this, right? So add 3 more to this. So 3 plus this denominator is 6. Put x is equal to 6. Then what is my y? Y is equal to 9 minus 2x by 3. So y is equal to 9 minus 2 into 6 by 3. So y is equal to 9 minus 12 by 3. So y is equal to minus 3 by 3, which is minus 1. So when I put x is equal to 6, I get y as minus 1. Right? Now we have got 3 points. So let's keep it as it is. Then we will try to similarly get for this one. Same set of points for this one. Let's take the second equation. We have to find that. So here also we have tried x1 equation in terms of other, but none of them is having coefficient as 1 or minus 1. So which means you keep y here and move everything to the other side. So now I will get 6y is equal to 18 minus 4x. Y is equal to 18 minus 4x by 6. 18 minus 4x by 6. So now we'll have to put the box. Let's put the box. Not sure if I will have space to do my graph. Okay, no problem. We'll put the box here. Right? So x, y, fine, x and y. Now let's write this. So now let's put some value for x. So we'll put x is equal to 0 first. So let's put x is equal to 0. Put x is equal to 0. Now what is my y? Y is equal to 18 minus 4x by 6. So I will get y is equal to 18 minus 4 into 0 by 6. I will get 18 by 6, which is 3. So my y is 3. When my x is 0, my y is 3. Now next value what we will put? The next value for x will be, you have to see the denominator. What is the denominator? 6, right? You add 6 to that. You add, next one is, you have to take this value, whatever value you have put recently, that with the denominator, add that. 0 plus 6 is 6. Then put x is equal to 6. That is how we guess the next value. You can also put x is equal to 1, but you will get into fraction. If you put x is equal to 2 also, you may get into fraction. 3 also will give you fraction. So but x is equal to 6 if you put, what do we get y as? 18 minus 4 into 6, sorry, 4x. I will write every time 18 minus 4x by 6. So which means y is equal to 18 minus 4 into 6 by 6. So y is equal to 18 minus 24 by 6. So which will give me minus 1. 18 minus 24 is minus 6. Minus 6 by 6 is minus 1. So when my x is 6, y is minus 1. Then we'll put another value. Again add the denominator 6 to this. Then you will get, put x is equal to 12. Then y is equal to 18 minus 4x by 6. So y is equal to 18 minus 4 into 12 by 6. So which means 18 minus 48 by 6, that is y. So y becomes minus 30 by 6, which is minus 5, which gives me minus 5. So I get, when my x is 12, I get my y as minus 5. Clear? Now we should draw the graph. So let's draw x-axis, y-axis. Fine. We'll have to choose the scale accordingly. See what is the maximum value for x? X is 12. And what is the maximum value for y? Y is minus 5. I mean in terms of absolute value. Don't worry about the negative. So which means x is 12. So which means I should have 12. So if I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sometimes I may not have enough boxes in your graph sheet to reach till 12. Right? In that case, we have to increase the scale. So I will take it as 2, 4, 6, 8. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So here I will take minus 2. So here also you should take the same scale. Minus 6, minus 8. Here you cannot say 2, 4, 6, 8. Here you cannot put minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. X-axis scale have to be same. If you are taking here 2, 4, 6, 8, here you should take minus 2, 4, minus 2, minus 4, minus 6. Now y maximum value is what? Absolute value. Absolute value means without sign is 5. So we'll put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here we should have minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. So here I am taking the scale as 1 unit only. In x-axis I am taking the scale as 2 units. So you are trying the scale. The scale will be x-axis 1 centimeter equal to 2 units. 1 centimeter equal to 2 units. Then y-axis 1 centimeter equal to 1 unit. Now let's plot the points. We will plot the points. Now what is the point? The point is 0, 3. First is, let's do this, 0, 3. So 0 is here, 3 is here. So this is 0, 3. Right, then 3, 1. So x is 3 and y is 1. So 3 comes between 2, 1, 4. So here it is 3. 3, 1. 1 is here. So 3 and 1 will meet here. This point is 3, 1. You don't have to put such a bold point. You have to put a point like this in your graph sheet. I am putting a very dark shaded circle so that it is visible to you on the screen. That's why I'm putting a dark, very big kind of circle, but point you have to just keep it like this on your graph sheet, right? Then 6 comma minus 1. 6 is here, minus 1 is here. So 6 is here, x here, minus 1 is y. So both of them will meet here. Now join all the 3 points. And this. So this is for the equation 2x plus 3y equal to 9. So here we write like 2x plus 3y equal to 9. So for this equation number 1, we have drawn the graph for this equation. Now we should draw the graph for this equation. I draw the graph for this equation. So for this, what we will do is 4x plus 6y is equal to 18. For that we have done the graph here. So 0 comma 3. So 0 comma 3 is what? This point again. 0 comma 3. Now 6 comma minus 1. 6 comma minus 1 is again this point. Then 12 comma minus 5. 12 is here. Right? And minus 5 is here. So both will come and meet here. This will be 12 comma minus 5. Now if you draw a line, already there is a line. And if I try to draw the line for this point and this point, which is 3 comma 0 comma 3, this point. So this and this. Again you will get one more line on the same line. You will draw again one more line on the, you will get the same line again. You will get the same line, which means both the lines will coincide. The first line that we drew, first line that we drew, and again the second line that we have just drawn, that is on top of the first line only. It will coincide, overlap, right? So for the second equation, which is 4x plus 6y equal to 18, it is the same line. So 4x plus 6y equal to 18 is also the same line is coming again. So here we don't have two lines. There are two lines, but one is on the other. They coincide. Clear? They coincide. So it may look like one line, but it is one line. Another line is on the first line. The second line is on the first line. They coincide. So this is the graph. This is how you draw the graph for these two equations. So now we have represented the situation graphically or geometrically. So this is a representation of the given situation graphically or geometrically. Fine. So now example 3 you can try as homework, right? You can try example 3 as homework. Again they have given the two equations which are x plus 2y minus 4 equal to 0 and 2x plus 4y minus 12 equal to 0. You need to draw the graph for both the equations, and if you draw the graph, go to the next page, page number 44 in your textbook. You will get the graph that is given in figure 3.4 of page number 44, where you will get two lines as parallel. You get two lines, right? Suppose if you draw the graph x-axis, y-axis, you will get two lines like this. Both will be parallel. Both the lines will be, so one equation will give you a line like this, another equation will give you a line like this. So you can draw the graph and you will see that you will get two parallel lines. So which means they will never intersect. They will never intersect. So the first example that we did, that was where the two lines were intersecting. The two lines were meeting at a point. We had an intersecting lines. Now the second example is coincident line. The two lines, they coincided. They coincided. And the two lines were coincident. The third example which you are going to do as homework is a parallel line. So we have only three scenarios. When there are two lines, either they will intersect, or they will coincide, or they will be parallel. They will be parallel. So you can do the example 3 as homework, and I will go to exercise 3.1 first problem now. Right? We'll do exercise 3.1 first problem. Now you can try the second and third problem as homework. Second and third problem as Homework again, we have to do the same as this. We have to represent the given situation algebraically and geometrically. Now let's do exercise 3.1. So what we have is exercise. So page number, what is the page number? Page number 44, exercise 3.1. Exercise 3.1. I'm going to teach you the first problem. It's an important problem. So what the first problem says is, Aftab tells his daughter, 7 years ago, I was 7 times as old as you. You were there. Also 3 years from now, I shall be 3 times as old as you will be. Isn't it interesting? The statement that Aftab was making represents this situation algebraically and graphically. You have to represent this situation algebraically and graphically. Sometimes they'll say represent this situation algebraically and graphically and solve, which means you have to solve the algebraic. Sometimes they'll say represent the situation algebraically and solve, then which means you have to represent them as pair of linear equations in 2 variables, and then you have to solve those 2 equations. So we have multiple different methods to solve. We have graphical method, we have substitution method, we have elimination method, we have cross multiplication method. So these 4 methods we will be studying in the coming exercises in this chapter. So that is to solve the linear equations in 2 variables. So here till exercise 3.3 we are going to get this represented algebraically and graphically. So let's do the first sum. First sum, see, Aftab tells his daughter about something, right? The situation that you have read, we have read. So now whenever the age problem comes, this is a thumb rule that you need to remember. Whenever any age problem comes in any chapter, doesn't matter whether it is linear equation 2 variable or in a quadratic equation or in any textbook, any chapter under any topic, whenever you are getting into a situation which talks about present age, 7 years ago, 3 years after, all that, then first thing that you need to do is, first you should write the present age. You write the present age of the given people. So we will say, let the present age of Aftab be X years. So he is X years old. Aftab is X years old. You have to first, so this word present is very important. Don't say let the age of Aftab be X years. You have to say let the present age of, a current age, right? And the other one is his daughter. So let the present age of his daughter be Y years. Right? His daughter is Y years. Now what we have, let me erase this. Now once you write these 2, then we will read what Aftab is telling. So whenever you see a problem that talks about age, and then 7 years ago, 10 years later, before 4 years and all that. So before we get into the statement, first the 2 lines or 3 lines that you will write is the present age of the different people that are there in this problem. The different people, here we have 2 people, one is Aftab, the other one is his daughter. You need to write the present age for both of them. Then we have to read the question. So what he says, 7 years ago. 7 years ago means we are right here, 7 years before. 7 years ago. The moment they talk about 7 years ago, you should put 7 years ago, and then immediately you should write the age of Aftab 7 years back. So age of Aftab was how much? 7 years ago, what was his age? His current age is X. 7 years ago, he would have been X minus 7. 7 years ago, his age would have been X minus 7. Now, age of his daughter. Age of his daughter was how much? 7 years ago. She is Y now. Her age is currently Y. So 7 years ago, she was Y minus 7. After daughter would have been Y minus 7. See, if my present age is, suppose Suppose if your present age, you guys are studying in 10th standard, suppose if your present age is suppose 15. What was your age 7 years ago? 15 minus 7. That is, you were 8 years old. 7 years back you were 8 years old. Right? Now you are 15. Right? Um, so 7 years ago means you just need to subtract 7 from the current age. Now other section that they are talking about is um, now we should read the statement. What he says. He says 7 years ago I was 7 times as old as you were, which means 7 years ago Aftab was. So 7 years ago what was Aftab age? X minus 7. So Aftab was means equal to 7 years ago Aftab. 7 years ago Aftab's age was X minus 7. 7 years ago Aftab was 7 times as old as you were then. You were then means however old his daughter was. So he was 7 times the age of his daughter was 7 years ago. So his age is 7 times his age was 7 times his daughter's age 7 years ago. Now you simplify this equation. So have you all understood how this equation is coming? So the statement he says is 7 years ago, which means Aftab 7 years ago his age is X minus 7. I was, Aftab was means equal to 7 times as old as however old his daughter was. Daughter was Y minus 7. 7 times daughter's age 7 years ago. Right? So X minus 7 equal to 7 into Y minus 49. Now we'll bring all the variables to one side, numbers to other side, or you can bring everything to one side, doesn't matter. So if I bring everything to one side, I'll just X minus 7Y plus 7Y will come here, it will become minus 7Y. This is minus 7, it is here only. I'm bringing this 49 also this side, it will become plus 49 equal to 0. Right? If I bring everything to this side, the right side becomes 0. So 7Y comes here, it will become minus 7Y, minus 49 comes this side, it will become plus 49. So you'll get X minus 7Y. This is plus 42 equal to 0. This is first equation. Or you can write X minus 7Y equal to this 42 will go this side. You get minus 42. That way also you can write. Clear? So we have represented this situation now here. Fine. So first equation we have got. Now second statement what Aftab made. Aftab, what the statement that he was making. He said 3 years from now. He says 3 years from now, which means after 3 years. The moment they talk about after 3 years, you have to immediately write the age after 3 years. So after 3 years, we will write Aftab's age will be. Aftab's age will be what? After 3 years, what will be his age? Aftab's age will be what? His age is X. After 3 years, he will become X plus 3. You have to always go to the percentage and then add 3 to that, then you will know what will be his age after 3 years. Now similarly his daughter's age. His daughter's age will be Y plus 3. After 3 years she will be Y plus 3. Clear? So now what statement that he is making? He is saying 3 years from now I shall be, which means Aftab will be. Aftab's age is X plus 3. After 3 years Aftab will be means equal to 3 times as old as you will be, which means his daughter will be. So my Aftab age will be means equal to 3 times his daughter's age, however old his daughter would be. Fine. So 1 second. Okay, sorry, let me continue. So he says 3 years from now I shall be 3 times as old as you will be. Right? So Aftab age is 3 times. Aftab age will be 3 times his daughter's age, whatever age she will be after 3 years. Now if you simplify this equation, you get x plus 3 equal to 3 into y is 3y. Then 3 into 3 is 9. Now bring everything to one side. You get x minus 3y. This 3y comes here to become minus 3y plus 3. And this plus 9 will come here to become minus 9 equal to 0. Then you will get x minus 3y minus 6 equal to 0. X minus 3y minus 6 equal to 0. This is your second equation. So now what we have done, we have represented the first equation and second equation algebraically. So these two equations will represent the given situation algebraically. Once you find the equation, then which means you have represented the given situation. Given situation is whatever conversation that Aftab was having his daughter. Right? That situation you have represented algebraically. Now we should do it graphically. I assume you can take the graph sheet and you can draw the graph for these two equations. X minus 7y plus 42 equal to 0 and x minus 3y minus 6 equal to 0. I assume you can draw the graph for these two, like however we did. You put the box, put different values for x, find different values for y. So here you can write, here you have to see, you have to write one variable in terms of other. Right? I'll just give you a small hint and then you can do that. Then you can do your let me erase this. See, suppose you want to draw the graph for this. See, x minus 7y plus 42 equal to 0. Then I told you have to keep the variable whose coefficient is 1 this side and move everything to the other side. If both of them coefficient is not 1, then you can keep y here and move everything to the other side. So here coefficient of x is 1. So keep x alone here and move this. 7y will go here. It will become plus 7y and minus plus 42 will become minus 42. Now you should put the box and then put different values for y and find the corresponding values of x. Then find 3 points, plot the points, get the graph. Similarly for this equation, which is second equation, which is x minus 3y minus 6 equal to 0. Here also you have to keep the variable whose coefficient is 1 on the left side and move every other thing to the other side. If both of them have the coefficient as 1, then you can keep anything here. Generally we will keep y here and move everything to the other side. Generally you will keep y. If both of them have the coefficient as 1, x coefficient is also 1, y coefficient is also 1. So now here that is not the case, only x is having the coefficient as 1. So I'll keep x here, we'll move everything to the other side. We'll get 3y, minus 3y will go here, it will become plus 3y, minus 6 will go here, it will become plus 6. Then you need to put the box, substitute y equal to 0, y equal to 1, different values. So there's no denominator here. So you can take 0, 1, minus 1, these 3 points for y and find the corresponding x. Here also substitute y equal to 0, 1 and minus 1 and get the corresponding x value. Then plot it in the graph. You will get two lines. Either the two lines will intersect or they will coincide or they will be parallel. Right? So you can do the graph for this. Once you put the graph, this is not the graph, this is the graph of the previous problem. Once you put the graph, then you have represented the situation graphically also. Fine. So you can try problem number 2 and problem number 3 in exercise 3.1, which is similar to the same thing. You need to read the statement and form the question, form the equation. I mean, you need to read the question carefully and form the equations. Right? Read the question and form the equation. Once you form the equation, algebraically you have represented the situation. Then draw the graph for those two equations. Fine. So you give it a try. If you have any doubts, you can WhatsApp me. I will try to answer as much as possible. Fine. So you can do the remaining two problems in 3.1, which is problem number 2 and problem number 3 are homework. So problem number 1, you have to complete the graph part. You have to draw the graph for these two equations. You have to draw the graph. Then second problem, you have to form the equation. Then you have to draw the graph. Third problem also you have to form the equation and draw the graph. So second and third homework you please try. And then we will meet in the next video and we will continue on this chapter. Thank you.